If you close your eyes and press gently on your eyelids, you don't see total darkness, you see faint patterns. In deeply altered states of consciousness, those shapes can expand into interlocking geometric lattices and spirals that glow and spin. The question is, why does the human brain produce these specific mathematical forms? To find the answer, we have to look at ayahuasca. It's a traditional plant medicine synergy, a centuries-old combination of the Banisteriopsis caapi vine and DMT-rich leaves. It isn't a single chemical, but a complex biological union used for spiritual and medicinal healing. When humans ingest it, the visions begin with what neuroscientists call form constants. The very architecture of the human visual cortex is wired in a way that naturally translates incoming neural signals into a few specific shapes: funnels, cobwebs, and spirals. When standard sensory input drops away, your brain defaults to the grid of its own internal hardware. You are literally perceiving the structural layout of your own visual cortex. But that biology only explains the grids. It fails entirely to explain why a person under the influence of ayahuasca suddenly sees a glowing jaguar, an anaconda, or a layered cosmic hierarchy. Human neurobiology provides a blank geometric canvas. The meaning and the vivid narratives projected onto that canvas are painted by localized cultural paradigms. The Amazon basin spans millions of square miles and contains hundreds of distinct languages. There is no single uniform indigenous worldview across the rainforest. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon, the Shipibo-Konibo people navigate these altered states with mastery. They operate as artisans, actively pulling the invisible energy of the jungle down into physical art. They call this visual language Kane. Looking closely at this complex structure of black lines, it operates as a meticulous cartographic representation of a spiritual energy matrix. The branching pathways mimic the flow of jungle river tributaries, and the diamond shapes mirror anaconda scales. The Shipibo-Konibo apply this language across physical mediums. The patterns wrap around the contours of ceramic vessels and textiles, physically integrating their spiritual worldview into the tools of everyday life. Kane functions as a meticulous cartography, mapping the physical jungle and the invisible forces running through it at the exact same time. During a ceremony, these visions do not play out like a passive movie. They are actively steered and sculpted by sound. The healer uses ikaros, structured healing songs, as their primary navigational tools. By shifting the pitch and cadence of the song, the shaman dictates the architecture and flow of the visual experience. In the 1980s, former healers, most notably Pablo Amarengo, began to extract these experiences from the jungle. They picked up brushes and pioneered a new style of mestizo figurative art. Amarengo took the abstract, layered spiritual realms he had navigated for decades and translated them into densely packed, neon-bright acrylic paintings. His canvases are crowded with specific ecological details, such as luminous flora, vibrant jungle fauna, and distinct spirit beings within vast cosmic hierarchies. This figurative art style functions as a deliberate bridge. It takes the deeply personal, ineffable cosmos of the Amazon and renders it into a visible format that the global public can witness. Today, ayahuasca and its associated art forms have expanded far beyond the rainforest, generating a modern global industry. The resulting surge in ayahuasca tourism poses a direct risk of severing this art from its specific ecological and historical roots. When you separate the images from their source, the precise systems of song and pattern used to navigate these states get flattened into a generic, commercialized psychedelic aesthetic. However, Amazonian artists actively engage with this modern intersection. By choosing to share their work globally, they assert their cultural identity and advocate for the physical protection of the rainforest. The dense reality of the jungle, the specific ceremonial tools, and the twilight ritual environment remain inseparable from the true function of the art. These images belong to a complex, living system of song, ecology, and healing,